YouTube, what's up? So here is the new Trap Assassin holding Infinity. So this is the new build that is available because of the new patch 2.6. So now that enemy lightning resist applies to the traps, the new build here is using Infinity in a brandy stock. Brandy stock because it is the fastest weapon. It's basically having like 20% increased attack speed because it has minus 20 for the speed. This one rolled minus 50 to enemy lightning resistance, which is good. And then also another benefit to wearing or holding Infinity is the 35% faster run walk. So along with burst of speed, Enigma, and faster run walk on the boots, you're running pretty fast. You have over 100 faster run walk. So it's cool to just be able to run around. And that's my style of gameplay, is to you know, cast stuff and run around and loot things. So this certainly fits my style. Using a Griffin's Eye plus 12 lightning skill damage and minus 18. It is chammed so that I cannot be frozen, which is huge for the Trapsin. This is a Mara's, not a perfect Mara's, but a 24 all res Mara's. Sandstorm Treks. Using these because of the poison resist, high poison resist, plus the vitality and plus the 13 strength. So basically when you're wearing this along with Enigma, I was only 10 points shy of 156. So I put the 10 points into strength so that I could wear a Monarch on swap. 2 SOJs for the added skill and mana, and Arachnid's Mesh for the extra mana, faster cast rate, and slow target. And then Trangul's gloves for the 20% faster cast rate, plus the cold resistance. So I chose to use these over Mage Fist because I wanted the cold resist to be higher, because it's hard to get resists on this build if you're not doing Fade. So along with Griffin's, Arachnid's Mesh, and the Trangul's, I have 65 faster cast rate. So I'm hitting that 65 breakpoint, not going for the 102 on this build, and it's perfectly fine because you're not heavily relying on teleport. Teleport's mainly just to get around and reposition, but you can run around really fast with this build. All trap skillers, all random values of trap skillers, not too many with life. I think some of them have life. Yeah, 20 life, 14 life. And then this one was one of my best finds in a terror zone, which was 44 life. So very close to perfect. For a torch, I'm using a 1918 torch. And for an Annie, I have a 2015-10 Annie. For my small charms, kind of going on poison resist because resists are lacking in this build, especially when you hold Infinity. Resistances are kind of low. So faster run walk and poison resist 11, all resistances 5, all resistances 4 plus dex, 20 life fire res, 19 life cold res, 20 life lightning res, 5 faster hit recovery and 11 res, 19 life and cold res, and 15 life 11 poison res. On swap, 654 CTA and spirit. Like I said, I only needed 10 strength points to be able to hold the Monarch, so it was worth it to put those points in to get the extra 2 battle orders. For my character, skill points or stat points, so 156 strength and everything else into vitality. Vitality points on the assassin are really good, so you can get pretty high life even before battle orders. So you can see the fire res is super low, cold resistance 46, lightning resistance 18, and poison resist is maxed. You don't really get hit too much with this build, so the resistances aren't too important, but I also have Fade in case I do need to bump it up. But I also will have full fire res with the Merc Setup. Let me show you the Merc Setup first. So this is the new Merc Setup for this. So for body armor, I'm using Chains of Honor. For the +2 skills, the all resistance, and the 8 life leech. So this is my only source of life leech on this mercenary setup. The reason for that is because he's using a flickering flame with level 7 resist fire aura, helps to keep my fire resists maxed, which is huge. So I don't have to wear this and he can wear it, and then I get the benefit of it. So my resist will be maxed out. And then he's using an insight and a thresher. So this is important. So I rolled a 17 meditation insight so that it keeps my mana fully charged. So I basically never run out of mana, because with this build, typically you would be sucking a lot of mana teleporting around and laying all the traps really fast. So mana is definitely not an issue. Also, he is a prayer merc for the added synergy to meditation, as well as keeping my life regenerated. So basically you don't ever have to pot. You don't have to pot for life because your life stays up, and then you don't have to pot for mana because of meditation. In addition to meditation, keeping your life up, even when you're poisoned, things like that, you do get the 14 life after kill from Enigma. So pretty much you never have to worry about potting at all with this, which is great quality of life. And a reason why I picked this setup is because I don't like having to constantly do mana pots or pot to like regenerate my life, because I like it to be topped off, and even if it goes down a little bit, I would pot. So I don't like having to do that. So with this setup, it's really nice to be able to do that. So let me just go into some random spot for now, just to kind of show you. So we battle order up, and then we do burst of speed. So with burst of speed, you can see the faster run walk is pretty good, and the trap laying speed is very fast. Trap laying speed is very fast. For the skill tree, so nothing into martial arts. I have 1 point into all of these. So 1 point into burst of speed and 1 point into fade. And then for the traps, I have Fire Blast maxed out, Shockweb maxed out, Charge Bolt Sentry maxed out, which is great for boss killing, Lightning Sentry, which is going to be the main, and then that's maxed out. And then 1 point into Death Sentry. You only need 1 point into this because putting more points into it does increase the lightning damage, but it's pretty much used for just the corpse explosion part. And then I put my extra points into Wake of Fire, and then the most into Wake of Inferno. So both of these are a synergy for Fire Blast. So you use Fire Blast when you can't break a lightning immunity. You can use Fire Blast, but I put most of the points into this one because this one is, you could use it for a boss if you wanted to, but pretty much the only one I use is Fire Blast as my alternate to Lightning Sentry and Death Sentry or Charge Bolt Sentry. So you can see with this build, you have many different auras going. So you have the Meditation aura, you have the Resist Fire aura, and you have the Prayer aura. And then you also have Conviction aura from Infinity, from holding Infinity. And then you have the like smoke effect from Burst of Speed, or you have this if you're using Fade. So if you want to go with survivability, so Fade will max out and give you better damage reduction. But obviously run speed is not great. Trap speed is a little low, but you can certainly use this in certain cases where you're feeling danger. Like if there's souls, you might want to use it to teleport around with souls. Or if you're going to do Ubers or something like that, you could use it. But I have them both, so you can easily swap. So you can like lay traps and then switch to Fade if you want, if you're feeling scared. But there really is no need to do that. So I just run with this, and the res is, so fire is maxed out because of Flickering Flame, and then these two are just kind of weak, but not a huge deal in most cases. And there's certainly things that you can do to bump those up if you really feel like it, depending on your needs. So let's do a cow run here just to kind of show this. So buff up versus speed. So you lay a bunch of Lightning Sentry and then some Death Sentry. And then as things kind of pop, you can just go with Death Sentry. So the one thing I do like about the Assassin is that it is kind of safe. It is a safe build because you're really not getting too close to danger. You kind of let your Merc tank. You're kind of running around. And this is why I like builds that have fast run speed so that you can kind of run around. Because that's kind of my style, is like running around and this little intricacy, like running around and running through things. Hit recovery is not the best, so you kind of want to make sure that you don't get hit, but it's relatively easy to not get hit in this game, specifically with this build. And since there's no elemental damage in here, there's not much to fear, so this is a good spot to kind of farm. If this was Terrorize, Players 8, this would probably be super fun, super easy. I always supplement with Fire Blast bombs because they don't take up a trap, because you can only do 5 traps. So you lay your 5 traps, your 4 lightnings and 1 Death Sentry, and then you can always do Fire Blast bombs. And you can see like they do a lot of damage, and you can lay them really quickly. Like I could probably just do Fire Blast bombs in Players 1 here. Corpse Explosion on the Death Sentry works so well. That's why a big reason why a lot of people like the Trap Assassin in cows. But yeah, so you can see, so my teleport speed, so my breakpoint, let me just hit the advanced tabs. So regenerate mana 700%, that's from meditation. So physical damage received reduced by 8, that's from Enigma. 122, better chance of getting magic items, which is good, from Infinity and Enigma. 10% experience gain, 14 life after kill. 103 faster run walk, so I'm super fast at running. 25% faster hit recovery. 65 faster cast rate, so that's the first break, the good breakpoint for teleporting around. Cannot be frozen. And then the minus 68 enemy lightning resistance from Infinity and the Griffin's Eye. So you can see that the teleport speed is not bad. Like, it's probably faster than a Druid. It's certainly not as fast as my Sorceress or a Nova Source, but it's certainly not bad. So for quality of life, dropping down to that breakpoint is not a huge deal. Certainly works. And you can see that my life total, so life total 3,800, which is good. Mana is super low, but it never goes down. The only time it goes down is if you hit something and you get like mana burn and it's like, it's gone, but that's very rare. But you can see that I never have to pot for mana. It like barely ever goes down. And then the life stays up the entire time. But that's just also because I'm not even getting hit here. So here's like, I'll get hit a couple times. We'll check out this mage plate. So this is a decently fast cow clearer. Not as fast as a Javazon, but certainly works pretty well, and it's safe, for sure. And it's fun. It fits my style. So if you're thinking about the Nova Sorc, like comparing the Nova Sorc, because this is another Infinity holding build, similar to the ES Nova, the survivability comes in because you are not getting hit. And then clear speed is probably slightly slower than Nova. Not as fast, but still good. And then you get the 122 Magic Find if you're into that sort of thing. And it looks cool with all the auras sitting on the bottom of them. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to do so below. And I'll see you in the next one.